training dimple lock, and so this means that both sides are actually keyed differently. So if you take this key and you stick it into the other side, it won't work. But because of the fact that I utilized the dimple keys both sides, I can actually do this and make it work with one key. So it's kind of like two keys in one. So I'm actually going to teach you guys how to do that. This will be very useful if you have two doors and you don't want to rekey the lock or anything, and you just want one key to open both. So the first thing to do is to grab your tip stop, which is this one right here, and you put it into the end over here. So we got some lighting here. Sorry about the focus, it's a little weird. So what you do is that you stick your original key inside. Now in this case, we're going to pretend that this key never existed, and so we're going to take this key right here, which looks like this. It only works for one lock, let's pretend. So we're going to put it in here, make sure it butts against the tip. Then you take the tip stop, you stick it right into the left side, and you stick the key blank. It doesn't matter which side for now, since this has not been cut yet. You just repeat the process. So the next step is rather simple. So what you do is, if I zoom in just a bit, as you can tell, there's the cutter, and if we get some better lighting, we can do this. So anyhow, now that all the keys are aligned, hopefully everything will stay focused, and you will just start the machine. So we're going to start from the bow and go to the tip. And so as you can tell, as we lower our cutter, this will start cutting some material away. So you don't want to go too fast on this, because this is not really supposed to be a fast process. So just cut this slowly, and you want to make sure you have all the cuts done. Okay, so once you did all 6 or 7 cuts, or however many cuts you have, just go back and you touch every one of the cuts. Now when that's done, what you do is you turn off the machine, you take your key, you dump the burrs, you take it and you want to take a knife and you want to take off all of the burrs. And so once you have that done, you take the other side, which is not cut yet, you take it and you want to take the tip stop, or the tip gauge, and then you stick it in there. You push the key all the way in until the tip butts against the gauge, or the gauge, sorry. And then for this one, since we're cutting 2 different keys, we're going to take this key out, and we're going to take the other key that we haven't cut yet, and it's for another lock, and we're going to tighten it just like so. And so we're going to repeat the same process. Again, you start the machine, you take a look over here, we're cutting some material away. So if I just lower this a little more, what will happen is that it'll make the cut, go to the second cut, or sorry, the third cut actually. Okay. Do that, next cut, and that cuts away. Then you take this, and you want to cut that. Then, since this one doesn't have very many cuts, you just go over the cuts again, and that's all there is to it. You turn off the machine, you take the key, dump all the burrs, you take a knife. I like to use a knife since it cuts off the burrs really well. Run them along the second edge of the key, and you've got your key and it's done. But before you do that, we're going to actually test it and make sure it works. And so I'm going to take this key, and this is not the right key, or the right side. So you take it, and we might have to turn this. It'll be a little bit hard to turn, but we're going to see. Okay, it's not quite right, but we can always test the other side. We're going to test the other side first, and as you can tell, the other side works perfectly. So for the first side, we're going to see what's going on again. Maybe one of the cuts have been too deep, so we're going to take a look. Actually, one of the cuts are not deep enough, so instead of trying to cut a new key, we're going to go and we're going to recut this side. So Again, realign everything, and then you take a look on the deeper side. Everything is nicely aligned. Then we remove this tip stop, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. Start the machine and you cut again. So as you can tell, that first cut wasn't done properly. Second cut, cut that third cut a little bit more. Fourth cut, fifth cut. That fifth cut needed a little more cutting. Sixth cut, again a little more cutting. And again, you always want to make sure that you have a good key. It's better to have a slow and good key than to have a fast and bad key, because if you're going to be a locksmith and cut these keys, you're going to charge the customer more, and you don't want the customer to come back with a key that doesn't work. So what you do is you dump the burrs again. Take a razor or something like that. Take that away. This is one side, and as you can tell, we fix the key a little bit more, but the key works. And so as you can tell, this works. You turn the key over, you stick it into, let's pretend it's another lock, and the key works like butter. So yeah, that's all there is to it. That's how you duplicate one of these Dimple style keys. And so as usual, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, rate my video, and comment on it if you'd like. And as usual, please keep your cooking. Thank you very much.